All right, so welcome back. We've got one more example to go through, and this is the interconnecting a layer 2 circuit with a layer 2 VPN. So last time we did a layer 2 circuit with a layer 3 VPN, but now we're going to do it for a layer 2 VPN. Okay, so here's the layer 2 VPN. Okay, they're just using a straight up layer 2 VPN. They're not using anything like VPLS. So let's start from a blank slate for this one. Just like before, I think that's a little bit easier. We can keep the IP addressing, all that, so we can be a little bit more selective about what we keep instead of just getting rid of everything. But it's going to be similar to the other one where we have our L2 VPN, and then we have a site that's not a part of the L2 VPN, but that interconnects into it. So okay, so here's the step-by-step procedure. This is configuring protocols on the PE and P routers. So it looks like they kind of assume that the interfaces are already configured. Either that or they just have us do it in a different order for some reason. Yeah, actually it looks like they do it in a different order. They start by configuring the protocols and then they configure the interfaces. So okay, and it looks like they are using a route reflector still, so a lot of this looks like it's the same. Let's take a look at the configuration on router 4. Okay, so you know what? There's a lot of stuff on here, so I'm just going to blank it all out. And then we're going to yeah, so let's blank it out. Yeah, we'll add back the descriptions, but even the IP addressing, all that stuff is going to be different because it's a layer 2 VPN now, so we're not going to have IP addressing on the core facing interface. It's just going to be a layer 2 connection. Okay, so lots of big changes. All of this will be the same. Okay, and then we can have this, and we can have that. Okay, and then the loopback will be the same. Yep, and then the protocols, that's going to be the same as well, except for we won't have label switch paths anymore. All right, and then the BGP group, that's going to be the same, except for we just need L2 VPN signaling. We no longer need Inline VPN signaling. But we're going to have the same neighbor, I believe. We're going to have a route reflector. Okay, so on to OSPF, that's all the same. LDP, we're going to need that for the... it looks like we're going to use LDP for both the L2 VPN and the L2 circuit now, so we don't need RSVP anymore. Okay, so that looks good to me. Let's see if there's a chassis FPC 0 PIC0 option that's similar to tunnel services, but where we can get like the inner networking. So like under the I, inline services, what does that mean? I don't know what an inline service is. Is that what I need? That might be what I need. Okay, let's take a look at this. Okay, what are inline services? Okay, so these are SI. Yeah, these are SI interfaces. I want to try to get IW interfaces. Okay, I don't see anything. I'm just wondering if I need to okay, yeah, I'm not sure if I need to do anything special. Hopefully not. Okay, so yep, now we're stripped down quite a bit. We've got a lot more configuration to add later, but this looks good enough for me as far as just adding the protocols is concerned. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the next router. And it looks like we are going to have a route reflector. But let's just work on first things first. Okay, and we'll delete everything and then add back the stuff that seems to be important. Who knows, actually, though. Okay, and we can have the descriptions. And then we're going to need that. Okay. Won't need RSVP. We do need Mpls, though. We need BGP. We don't need the iNet VPN family. Okay, and then of course we need OSPF and Ldp. Okay, but that's all we need for now. Oops, we do need a local autonomous system. I'm not sure what we used on router 5. or sorry, router 4. Oh, we didn't define one on router 4 either. Let's go with 10 again. Alright, looks good to me so far. Yep. So now we've got to do this one, which is going to be quite a bit different. We are going to need LDP though for the routers that that establish the L2 circuit, because we'll need that directed LDP. Oh, sorry, never mind. We're going to have LDP on everything because we're using LDP both for that purpose and for the L2 VPN now. We're not using RSVP anymore. Okay, so yeah, but this is all I need. Yeah, this is good for now. Okay, so next step is going to be the PE routers, or sorry, the P routers. We just finished the PE routers. Okay, and for the PE routers, we will need IP addresses. We're also going to need IP addresses for the, for the P routers. We will need IP addresses. We'll also need them for the PE routers, for the interfaces facing the P routers. Yeah, so we'll need all of that. We'll need all of this. Now we won't need RSVP anymore, but we will need Mpls. And then we'll need this to serve as the route reflector again, but we won't need the iNet. But we'll need everything else. And then of course we'll need OSPF as well. Okay, and I didn't do the interfaces in the last one because I was saving that for the next step in the documentation. Okay, so let's move on to the P routers and focus on the protocols. Okay, so we'll need all of this again. We'll need all of the IP addressing again. And the loopback addressing. We won't need RSVP. We won't need any BGP on this one. This is just the normal transit router, P router. It's not a route reflector or anything special like that. So it just needs to move the traffic across. It doesn't need to receive or exit any traffic. Okay. Looks good to me. Next step. Okay, so now the next step is going to be configuring those, configuring the interfaces to the CE. So I noticed that they're not dealing with the core interfaces. They didn't say to configure the core facing interfaces anywhere. That's kind of surprising. Yeah, so they seem to leave off configuring the core interfaces. Those are definitely going to need to get configured, so this would be quite a confusing lab for somebody new to all this. But this perhaps isn't the best place to start for somebody new. We're already getting pretty heavy into the weeds here. Okay, so we got our tabs out of order, but it shouldn't be too hard to understand what is happening. Okay, yeah, it looks good to me. We've got all of the links through OSPF, all of the loopbacks. So we're not missing any loopbacks at all. And we're not missing any links at all either, except for the, but these aren't going to be IP links. These are going to be Ethernet links. Or they're not going to be family INET, they're being encapsulation CCC. Okay, so let's take care of that next. That's going to be on all of the routers that we already have up here. Okay, so this is the router that is stitching the layer 2 circuit to the layer 2 VPN using the inner networking interface. The configuration of the peer unit interface is what makes the interconnection. On router PE5, configure the IW interface with two logical interfaces. To configure the IW interface, include the interfaces statement and specify IW0 as the interface name. For the unit 0 logical interface, include the peer unit statement and specify the logical interface unit 1 as the peer interface. For the unit 1 logical interface, include the peer unit statement and specify the logical interface unit 0 as the peer interface. So this is going to happen on router 4. I do believe router 5 is going to need that sort of configuration to its CE as well, so let's add it. Encapsulation Ethernet CCC. And then unit 0, family CCC. Alright, so now it's time to configure router 4. Okay, so we're going to tie these interfaces together so that they belong to each other. We're going to do that using this peer units command. So we'll define peer unit 1 later, but for now we're just going to make sure that it is set to tie into peer unit 1. In addition to that, we need to set the encapsulation. Okay, so now it's time to configure that peer unit that we specified in unit 0, and we need to make sure that it ties into unit 0. And then it's also going to have encapsulation Ethernet CCC, and yep, so that looks good to me. Okay, and then it's got a loopback. I already configured that, so let's see if this commits. Okay, so the next thing they want is that stitched in connection. I'm kind of surprised they want that before the L2 VPN comes up, but we'll just go in the order that they give us. So this is going to be over on R6. So we're going to build a L2 circuit to R5. Oh, wait a minute. No, this isn't going to be on R6. This is going to be on R4, right? No, it is going to be on R6. Yeah, because we've got to add one of our interfaces to the L2 circuit pointed at this neighbor. Okay, so we're going to edit this L2 circuit pointed at this neighbor, which is R4. Then we need to add one of our own interfaces to it. So we're going to add the customer-facing interface. Okay, so we're in the edit hierarchy for that. So we of course need the virtual circuit ID. Go with 100. And then no control word. It's kind of like a password, plain text password, kind of like a OSPF password or BGP password, something like that. And then so that the MTUs don't have to match. Okay, looks good to me. All right, and we'll need to do a similar configuration on router 4. Okay, so we're going to be configuring something pointing to a neighbor. Okay, and then we've got to add one of our own interfaces. We're going to add the inter-networking interface. So this should feel very, very familiar to what we just did, because it's basically the exact same thing, except for we're using a different kind of interface. We're using a networking interface, and we've got a layer 2 VPN instead of layer 3 VPN. But other than that, it's exactly the same, so really should feel quite familiar. I'm right now experiencing deja vu a little bit, which is perfect because it is pretty much the same thing. Okay, so now it's time for the bigger piece of the puzzle. We've got to add the L2 VPN configuration. Looks like they only give it for our R4, so we'll need to kind of do a little bit of guesswork for R5, but that's part of the fun. And then on the test, of course, I'll need to come up with all of this configuration just off the top of my head, which I'm scared. Like, I wonder if my study strategy is sound enough, or if I should be memorizing as much as I can. Because right now I'm not really spending a lot of time memorizing. Basically, I'm just getting hands-on practice and basically, I'm just trying to be really comfortable troubleshooting, working my way around the command line and understanding scenarios instead of just memorizing facts. And that's a huge difference between how I would study for the multiple choice exams. I would just memorize as much facts as I can, but now it's like I just don't know how valuable that would be, so I haven't been doing that. But at the same time, that's what had me pass those other tests, so it's like I know it's an effective strategy for those tests, but of course those are multiple choice for the most part. I mean, there's a little bit of hands-on in the simlets and stuff, but here it's all hands-on. Okay, so we're going to tap the loopback 0 and the autonomous system for the route distinguisher, and then for the VRF target, we'll have the autonomous system, and we'll just use 1. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna use the correct name for the site now. Last time I just did CE3 for the site, but that's not what the name of our router is that's serving in that same role. The name in our topology is R1, so let's use that. Okay. And then we'll go 1 because it's R1. Oh, I think this is where it ties in. No, this down here is where it ties in. Oh, wait, I'm confused. I'm so confused. I have no idea what's going on. But I think, okay, so this has got to be 0.0.0, and then the remote site ID is going to be 3, right? Yeah. Because the convention I'm going to use is my CEs are going to be 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, this is going to be right. All right. Okay, so now we've got a new site identifier which is kind of an unforeseen wrinkle. I wasn't expecting. Okay, so this is a site identifier for the actual L2 circuit, it looks like. So let's give it its own special number. Let's give it 200. Okay. Oops, we gotta go to edit. Looks good to me. Okay, that looks okay, I think. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Hopefully it commits. Okay, oops, but I did forget to configure protocols L2IW. But it took anyways, but let's configure that. There we go. Okay, looks good to me. Let's configure the L2 VPN for R5. And then we won't need to configure it for R6 because it's going to stitch into it using the L2 circuit. It's not going to just belong to it on its own. Okay, now of course we won't need interface IW for this one because we're not stitching in anything. Oops, and it's 8 o'clock. I need to get ready for bed. I'll do that shortly. Okay, so I'm thinking the remote site is going to be oh. It should be 1, right? Yeah. But then I think I messed up here because it should have been 2. Or I should have another one for 2 that I left out. Yeah, I should have another one for site 2. Oh, no, I just need my own one. Yeah, I just need to announce my site that I'm attached to. I think. Wait, why do I need? What does the remote site ID do? Okay, so control the remote interface to which the interface should connect. If you do not explicitly configure the remote site ID, the order of the interfaces configured for the site determines the default value. Okay. I'm kind of tempted to just leave that off then, because now it wouldn't be site ID 3 because we've only got 2 sites, right? Yeah, so I think it would be, no, it would be site ID 3 here. Yeah, but this is site ID. Yeah. Okay, I think I know how to do this. Okay, because remember how we changed it to onion IP addressing with the 10.1.3? So it's going to be similar to that. This is site identifier 3 because it stitches in that third site, remote 3. So I think this, we can set this to remote site ID 1. And if that doesn't work, we can just get rid of that. It's an optional command and it just confuses things. Okay, and then here it's going to be 2 and 2. Oh, okay, never mind, it can't be equal. So what would it be? Let's just remove it. There's no reason to have it, and it makes everything much more confusing. I just want it to work at this point. There we go. Yeah, that looks better. That'll work, hopefully. Okay, so let's move on to the verification steps. Okay, we should, I might even be able to, yeah, okay, that looks good. So, yep, verification steps. Okay, first thing we're going to do is show L2 circuit connections. Dang, and we've got no outgoing label. Okay, well, I guess the first thing we should do is check the Ldp Direct Connection, see if that came up. So we do have a Ldp neighbor to router 3. So that looks good. We don't have a IW interface though. I think that's probably the problem. Shoot, how do we get an IW interface? Yeah, I think that's the problem. Like, we don't have an IW interface. We've got trace options. Yeah, we don't have any IW interfaces. That's what's going on. What does LD stand for? Local site signal down. We've also got OR, which is out of range. Okay, so local site signal down. I think that's because I didn't set up the PEs yet. I'm going to do that. Okay, so it's no longer a EBGP connection. So now we can have a, yeah, so let's do 10.0 10.0.1. And then 1/24, and we'll do 2.3. They can all belong to the same subnet. It's a broadcast area essentially now. Oh, I could have done like a /16 and kept the same thing. I'd kind of rather do that. No, this is gonna be fine. And /16 would get like longest match interruptions. Okay. Yeah, we're not getting anywhere. Yeah, it's because that interface isn't up. That's why. God damn it. Does it need to be under enhanced Ethernet? I don't know why I think... this is productive. What's IR mode? See, I need internetworking mode or something like that. Tunnel Services gonna do it? No, Tunnel Services doesn't. That would give me like VT interfaces, not IW interfaces. I mean, I could try it. Alright, let's see if we get IW interfaces as well as VT interfaces. So I know we're going to get VT interfaces if we enable tunnel services. Okay, but the question is, do we get IW interfaces? We don't. The answer is no. Yeah, not sure. Oh, you know what? I think I have to use an Lte interface. Yeah, it looks like I don't have an IW interface because IW interfaces are for older versions. But it looks like an Lte interface will probably do the same thing. Let's try using an Lte interface instead, because I'm pretty sure I'll have an Lte interface. Yeah, I've got an Lte interface, so let's do show configuration, pipe display set, pipe match, IW dash, or IW. Yeah, here we go. Okay, and then we'll just swap that out for an Lte interface. So we'll do edit interfaces IW0, space relative, delete, or let's do a no, and then let's do up, and we'll do delete IW0, do edit, and then what was it? Lt000. Okay, looks good to me. Alright, we don't need the... Don't need that anymore. I'm surprised we have the protocols for it, but we don't have... but it's not working. Okay, so now we can do this. Oh, no. This isn't right. One of these has to be 00 and the other one has to be 01. Did I get that wrong, or was it wrong in the thing? It was wrong in the thing. It has to be 00 here and then 001 there. Well, shoot. Let's do this. Let's finish what I'm doing here. Okay, and then let's save this configuration. In a notepad, and then we'll be able to come back to it later and try it. Okay, but for now, let's do a rollback 0. And then let's just take the easy way out and just try to correct this, because this is not right. This has to be .0. And it looks like it can be either one because there's no difference between the configuration on there, but it can't be the same one. Oh, wait, no, it is meant to be the same one. Then why is there... Oh, I see, yeah, because one's for the L2 circuit, the other one's for the L2 VPN. Okay, so it is meant to be the same one. Okay. All right, never mind. Okay, so this means we can just go ahead and and go with what I had here. Yeah. Oops. What happened to, okay, yeah, it's up there. Okay, perfect. All right, let's try it. So basically the way I understand it is I'm running version 17, the documentation's running probably version like 1 or 2, the way, judging from the documentation. So it's like, they're expecting there to be IW interfaces, but IW interfaces are just so old school that I don't have them. But at the same time, why do I have protocol IW if I don't have IW interfaces? So it doesn't add up, doesn't make sense. But we're going to try it with with Lte interfaces, logical tunnel interfaces, instead. Because at least I actually have a logical tunnel interface. Oops, looks like the last one didn't get all the way on there. Alright, that looks good to me. So we've got to do it with the other one, of course, on the other side. I think, or actually we might not. Yeah, we might only have to do it on that one. That would be nice. Yeah, we only have to do it on that. Oh, what the hell happened? Is it because we don't have RSVP? Oh, you know what? It's because there's no family INET. Or there's no family, yeah, there's no family Mpls. That's what's going on. God damn it. I think I get that right at some point. Apparently not. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. God damn it. How was it able to... Wait, why do I have... Why do I have RSVP on this one? Did I not get to this one yet? No, I got to it. I don't understand why I have RSVP. I'm gonna get rid of it. Okay, so we've got okay, family Mpls. That's the missing piece of the puzzle. So let's add that to everything. Kick myself. God damn it! It's so easy to forget that. Right? I need it, right? Well, they didn't give you the core links, so I just had to make up my own core link configuration, and I got it wrong. They didn't give you the core link configuration. That's why there's mistakes in there. Okay, so let's enable the family MPLS on all of these links. This should already be enabled, actually. Yeah, on these it's already enabled. Okay, and I forgot to check the BGP neighborships. Let's check that. Okay, they're all up, so that's good news. It should be working now. Now that I have family INET enabled. At least I thought it would be. Now, didn't I use 200? What virtual circuit ID did I use? I thought I used 100. I forget what I used 200 for. I think that might have been in the L2 VPN. Oh yeah, but I switched it to 3. Here I used 100. Okay, it's still not working. So I think it's probably my lab. My lab just isn't set up properly to do L2 VPNs. I either need that enhanced Ethernet mode, or I need some special mode. Let me try turning on the set protocols. Yeah. Oh, maybe I have to turn on L2Circuit as well. But I just thought I just did one. Oh no, this is where you actually set it up. It's not where you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm really confused by this. I don't understand why it's not working. Why is it not working? Maybe it needs RSVP LSPs. I mean, I could try that. Let's try enabling RSVP LSPs. So we'd have a LSP we just have a full mesh of RSVP LSPs between all the PEs, and then we'd have RSVP enabled on all of the routers. So nice and easy. Let's try that. Okay, so let's see if that worked. Didn't work. Okay, well let's try enabling a bunch of trace options. Where's my L2? Oh, there it is. Okay, so nothing for that. Let's try it for LDP. Okay, yeah, we should get something for LDP. Oh. Oh, sweet. It just took it a little bit of time to come up. So yeah, I needed that. That's the missing piece of the puzzle was RSVP. Probably either that or family INET. I'm really not sure, but I think it was RSVP. Let me restart my camera here. Okay, let me try that again. Okay, there we go. I got my camera back. So, yeah, I got it to work. I don't ask me how. Well, I mean, how I got it to work was I enabled RSVP on everything, and I also enabled family Mpls on everything, but still, don't ask me how I got it to work. Okay, so let's see if it's... So the really good news is that the... Seems to be... So let's see if the L2 Vpn connections now. So we still don't have any L2 VPN connections because they're out of range, whatever that means. What does L out of range mean? I don't know what that means. I don't think it means anything. I don't think that means anything, that it's out of range. What does that mean? Oh, you know what? I think I know what that means. I think I know what that means. The core interfaces are meant to be Ethernet faces too. Right? They didn't give any... Wait.
Yeah, I think the core interfaces are meant to be that way as well. That's why I'm getting confused. And that's why it's out of range, because it is stopped by an IPv3. Or an IPv4 address. It's stopped at layer 3. It hits that layer 3 wall. Oh, okay. Well, let me try that. Yeah, it's gotta be configured the same way on 0 as it is on 1. Yeah, it's a encapsulation Ethernet CCC family Ethernet interface. Right? Am I just completely losing my mind? Is that right? I don't know if that's right or not. I wish they would just give the core interfaces, but I think it says it pretty clearly. They're all meant to be configured this way. Yeah, the encapsulation should be configured the same way for all routers in the layer 2 circuit domain. So that includes the P routers, the PE routers, everything. Right? I am so confused. I think that's right. Alright, let's try it. It just shouldn't be too hard to try. I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back, and then we'll try converting those core-facing links and the links between the P routers to layer 2 links. Okay, I'm back. We're gonna because we're exchanging MAC addresses. Everything needs to be in the same broadcast domain. So if we have our core-facing interfaces configured with IPs, we're divvying up our topology into different broadcast domains, and I don't think that's gonna work. So either we can have another logical unit on a different VLAN, or we can just make it encapsulation CCC, but we don't need that IP address, I think. So let's try that. Okay, yeah, this looks right. Okay, and we're gonna have to do that to every single link, including the link here. Basically, we want one giant broadcast domain, because it's all gonna operate at layer 2. We can't put up, that's what that OL, or out of range, meant, because it bumped into a layer 3 wall. Oops, looks like my lab's kind of freezing up a bit. I can still access the routers though. Doesn't matter that much. Oh, it's not that it's frozen, it's that it's extended onto the second screen. There we go. Okay, so now it's time for the P routers. I don't know what got into my head to where I would think I would need IP addresses in a L2 topology, but we are going to need IP addresses to use for the IBGP connections, but we do have the loopbacks for that. Okay, so yeah, I think this is what we need. So I think we're on our merry way now. Let's take a look at the GP summary. Make sure that these can come back up. Okay, so this is a bad sign. Maybe I need family INET on those interfaces. Or sorry, family IPLS, MPLS. Oh yeah, I think I need family MPLS. Oh, nope. See, this is what I thought. Only CCC is allowed. Wait, but why would I need, I guess I'm just curious because, like, if they're not meant to be IP addresses, why would I need OSPF? But the answer to that is, of course, because you got to exchange the loopback addresses. Is this right? I'm so confused right now. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, these BGP neighborships aren't going to come up now. Because I don't even have a route anymore. I'm like so confused right now. I don't even know like how things learn routes from one another and stuff anymore. I'm so confused. I'm just beyond confused right now. Maybe I don't need family CCC. Okay, I might have to just throw in the towel. I think it might be just a limitation of my hardware, or I just don't understand how the links are working. Like, they have to show me the rest of the configuration. They're leaving out too much for me to be able to figure it out. You can see we don't have BGP neighbors, so we've got a problem here because we got to exchange the loopbacks. Yeah, so now we don't have L2Circuit connections. I mean, we did have a connection for a while here. We did have a L2Circuit connection for a while. So like I can get a L2 circuit. If you want an L2 circuit, I can get you an L2 circuit. But as far as a L2 VPN, that I seem to not be able to get you. But that's perhaps not the worst thing in the world, because the next topic is exactly that, L2 VPNs. So I think this is a good kind of sign that it is time to move on to the next topic, which is L2 VPNs. And hopefully by the time I walk away from that, I will know very clearly why this didn't come up. Before doing that though, I would like to roll back all this configuration, and one final time make sure that that L2 circuit is up, even though the L2 VPN is down. That's okay, because we're going to be learning about L2 VPNs next. Okay, so now that I've got the IP addresses back, we're going to have an L2 circuit. That's just because we're connecting to it the same way we were connecting when we did the L3 VPN. So we're kind of cheating in a sense. I thought it would go up. So I have I thought it would come up. Do I mean, I might as well just roll back this one as well. I didn't think I would need to, but I might as well just do it. Huh. Oh, my memberships are still down. What the hell? Why are my memberships still down? Okay, I'm getting all the addresses and stuff. Maybe it's just taking a while. I think it's just taking a while. Oh, okay, now it's up. Huh, why are these still down? Okay, now it's working. Yeah, it was just taking forever. Okay. Okay, yep, now we got it up. Okay, yeah, but the L2 circuit. Oh, what happened to my L2 VPN? Oh, this is router 6. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's no trace options. Okay, here we got trace options. Oh, I see. I spelled it wrong. Okay, but the problem with this is I've got a L2 circuits connection using the wrong means. Okay, so yep, we've got good news, we've got bad news. Oh wait, we don't even have any virtual circuits at all. Is it because of the set identifier? I'm so confused. I'm gonna try removing this. Okay, but I'll keep it here because it's... Wait, where'd it go from? Oh, here it is. All right, so yeah, the good news is that I was able to get this to come up. This is old. It's down now because I was playing around with it and I broke it. But we can end on a good note because I did have this come up. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get the L2 VPN to come up, but the next topic is L2 VPNs. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next topic.